The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch. Corvo, here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
Oh, but I will. Welcome to Brigmore Witches. That's quite a long intro.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
But before we go talk to him, let's check out Dowd's hideout. And a bunch of conversations as well as notes that are quite interesting. Plenty of stuff about Sarkonos, for example, which is pretty cool. By the way, Corvo is unkillable in High Chaos, which sort of seems backwards to me. It would make sense to reward a High Chaos combat player with a nice, rewarding, challenging combat section, instead of punishing them for playing the game with the tools provided by making it unwinnable.
It's a matter of time before he shows up here.
He's got the Lord Regent's army to chew through first.
It even makes sense to me to have low chaos Dowd unwilling to finish the job against Corvo, since he's clearly regretting this whole thing.
Quiet. You're going to get us killed.
So, in my opinion, there would be a story reason to do it that way as well.
This will hold while we're away. Anything short of cannon fire.
Let's hope it won't come to that.
If you need to make one of the options an unkillable Corvo at all.
They say he let Rothwild live. Is Dowd getting soft?
Rothwild's not coming back anytime soon. You should spend more time thinking about your form.
If Billy is dead, there's a shrine to her in this hallway.
Begging your pardon, Dowd, but I don't think it's safe to leave these overseers holed up in the refinery.
It's a new game now. They know where to find us. We just have to make them afraid to.
There's some overseers out there. If they are dead, you see the assassins burning bodies, and quite a lot of bloodstains around.
I've made a mess of the access ways, but it had to be done. If I come back, I'll take it all down.
We'll be back. And then you can burn those overseer drapes while you're at it.
Alright, time to gear up and get ready for an actual mission. You can't avoid taking the rune, but we're not gonna use it.
Thomas finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison.
They've been proactive. That's a nice map of Coldridge, with basically everything you need to know. And more interesting reading.
I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait? At your pleasure.
No, the other guy had something to tell us.
Escape, it's going to be more difficult to break into Coldridge. They've installed arc pylons, and they're blaring Overseer music over the loudspeakers. Our talents will be suppressed until we get inside.
I have other talents.
They've got Arnold Timshin there. Same wing as Lizzie Stride.
The barrister. He'll bring some class to the neighborhood.
Last thing. There's an execution planned in the courtyard. Should draw a lot of eyes away from you.
They know how to make a man feel welcome.
Sweet, let's go do an actual mission now. Obviously not gonna buy anything.
Lizzie Stride is in there, but we don't know where they're holding her. They're playing Overseer music from the loudspeakers. We couldn't get in.
Why the music?
One of their prisoners. A spy caught at Dunwall Tower. The guards have sent for overseers to investigate.
I'll be back with Lizzie Stride. Stay hidden.
So, another mission in row that's sort of recycled from the main game. I don't really mind though, because they're both pretty cool and play quite differently from the map in the main game. And this one in particular is extremely fun.
If the gate still hasn't opened. Who needs a gate? If anyone tries to escape now, they'll be vaporized. Arc pylons, Sokolov's latest.
That's if they're operational. The second you run out of whale oil tanks, you're defenseless, and the prisoner goes straight out to the bridge.
Exactly. Which is why we drained the water lock. No one survives that fall.
Still, the Lord Regent won't tolerate another escape. We have to be extra careful.
So I usually avoid alerting guards as much as possible, but this is just too funny to pass by.
And the reasonable suspicion of treason is conspiracy.
Sometimes he gets baited enough by just throwing the bottle, but
Private
I found hitting the barrier to be more reliable.
the sewer complex on the day of his escape. You displayed cowardice in the face of a national crisis. And I hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire! Watch Officer Thornton. You provided Corvo Atano the means of his escape, and have confessed to receiving both money and plague serum in return.
I love watching him blast away at the platform.
I hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire! It's finished. Stand down. The Lord Regent asked to convey to you his personal thanks.
He told you to stand down, man.
It hasn't been easy, but we can all take comfort in a small measure of justice being done. Sure, Corvo will be caught. and we give him the same treatment. Right, men? Back to your posts, then. Double ration of whiskey tonight.
Yep, job done. That doesn't actually count as saving the guy for the debriefing, but he seems fine to me. Like I said, this mission is very fun, particularly in this way. I'm gonna have to bait a couple of guards because there are some that are very insistent on just standing in the middle of doorways I need to go through. But other than that, it's doable with no blink, no magic at all, and no knockouts.
Once he had the key, there's no stopping him. And the way he went off that bridge, how do you stop a man?
So there's the first guy we need to bait.
Or like he's more than human.
We need to go through the doorway, and he's very efficiently blocking it.
Play that overseer noise for a reason.
So we show ourselves enough to get him alarmed.
Checking out.
2 lightning bolts, and then we throw a bottle to push him over to 3, so he vacates the doorway and we get to move.
You're making a huge mistake.
And there's Timsh.
You think Corvo's running around the city in a mask, executing people he doesn't like? You're crazy.
I'm telling you, it's him.
No, I've seen him. Remember? At the riots.
What was he like?
Cold. Thoughtful, almost. I bet when he left here, no one saw a thing. Not until their neck snapped.
That was then. You're forgetting about the Empress. That was when he had something to lose.
People don't change that much.
Oh, yes, they do. You just haven't been there to see it happen.
Sorry about the 2 conversations at the same time there. It's very hard to avoid without being seen.
Check the log.
Don't mind if I do.
We've been moving people around to make room for the politicals.
This never happened under the Empress.
Someone will hear you. And it wasn't easy with the Empress around. She'd hold inspections with the Royal Protector trailing after her.
I wish we'd taken care of him. He knows our faces. He could come back any time.
Okay, so we need to get upstairs. And we're gonna go straight through here. Excuse me. And close the door. That's an easier way up, but there is an actual reason to do this, other than the door trick being really funny. We'll get to it later.
Why is no one making rounds over here?
Right now, we've learned that Lizzie Stride is in cell C28. We're gonna have to get to the control room to open it. The shortest way there is blocked by another one of those insistent doorway guards. So we're gonna just go back to the Arc Pylon and get to the control room through the yard.
Why is someone making rounds over here?
To get back, we need to climb over that fence there, which is why we had to come upstairs, because this guard is back at his doorway.
I'm better than most of the people here. It's a fact. If I keep moving, I can take the rest one-on-one. It'll be bloody, but it's doable.
You're not thinking. If a fight even starts, you'd be finished. When that alarm goes, your odds are just about 0. Me? I just keep quiet. Slip by when no one's looking. Take as long as it takes.
Either way, you'd have to be lucky. And a complete madman.
You'd have to be Corvo, in other words.
Alright,
Someone's supposed to be on duty over here.
the doorway guard is back at his doorway, so we can't really go through him, and we can't bait him since we no longer have a bottle available. Luckily, we don't need to, since we're going there to the yard, as long as these people arrange themselves favorably.
Not until the Overseer finishes. I don't want to think about it.
There's a couple of different people we need to concern ourselves with. The guy I'm looking at. Then there's another guy on the yard there who just walked left at the doorway. And a third guy who is behind us.
If I'd been on duty, things would have gone different.
Him.
What? You don't think so? I'm tired of hearing about it.
We're staying behind this cover because if we were behind the one next to us, the guard on the yard coming back up the stairs would see us. So we're just waiting here for him to get back up.
Someone's supposed to be on duty.
And there he is.
Seen anything scary? Another night, another patrol with you.
Now we just... Thanks.
Why is no one making rounds over?
We wait him. Yeah. He looks aside and we get to move. Now just through the yard. A note on the timeline. This mission and the previous one start to be confusing. It's very easy to date the Timsh mission because people make references to Sokolov's abduction, so it's clearly at least the day after it. But neither the Surge or this one have any references to main game missions at all.
Tell me again what you'll do if Slag Jaw and his Hollow Street boys jump you. Shut up.
What's interesting is that the next mission does, and it clearly takes place the day of the Boyle party.
What happened here?
So that's creepy.
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like much, does she? Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? All right. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Well, that was disturbing. Anyway, timeline. So even if this mission takes place the same night as the Surge, and they both take place the night after Eminent Domain, that means there's at least 24 hours between Corvo going to sleep after abducting Sokolov and waking up to resolve his interrogation in the main game. Since Eminent Domain is during the day, and after Sokolov's abduction, which was during the evening. So it's at least the next day. We waited there for him to come back up. Cut out like a minute of me just staring. So, Sokolov's abduction, evening. Timsh during the day, at least the next day. If we place the Surge just after Timsh, and this one perhaps early in the morning, on the same night after a short sleep. The next Brigmore Witches mission is during the day and happens on the day of the Boyle party. That means between Eminent Domain and between Caldwin's Bridge and the Boyle party, there's Eminent Domain, which is during the day, the Surge, and this mission, which are during the night, and the next mission, which is during the day as well. I mean, obviously, the easy explanation is that Corvo went to sleep and just chilled for a day, waiting for Havelock and the rest to get an actual result from Sokolov. Okay, here we need to pay attention to quite a few people. These two and the guy behind the fence here, as well as the guy upstairs who we waited to get out. And here's the reason we didn't do the easy way up previously.
I'm coming for you. If it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna kill you.
There's a very easy way up, just to the left of there. The boxes. But had we come here earlier, we would have triggered this conversation, and the guard there would be let loose patrolling. That would add one more person to keep track of while waiting for the timing with the whale oil trick.
Planning an escape. Started shouting for the guards.
He'll report anyone for an extra half ration.
Interestingly, that conversation there, I found, does not play if you've quick loaded earlier in the mission.
He's gonna make a mistake one day. That's gonna be it. My hands on his throat.
Whoops, yeah. C28, that's on the 3rd floor. No, that's annoying. We don't know when this guard arrived here, so, well, luckily we did not try to sneak behind him, because it seems to have been some time ago. And there's Lizzie.
She's in rough shape. Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling you shit. Wait, who?
Dowd.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second-in-command double-crossed me and took it. A little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara. Down. I think I...
Well, at least she's not dead. And now we wait for him to appear so we know which side he's at. Unfortunately, that was a poor side for him to go. There might be a way to sneak around him when he goes that way, but I'm not sure I could do it. Definitely not sure enough to risk this playthrough here. It's been going pretty well so far. So, we're just gonna wait. This mission does bring some memories of the second mission in Thief, the Dark Project. We're just missing a lucky hand of glory somewhere. I guess Dowd would probably not use something like that. I get quite safety conscious at the end here. The entire mission is in one area, so
the Coldridge prison remains under
being an idiot, I insisted on
force against any unidentified
doing it all in one take.
persons on the premises.
It took quite a few tries to get this correct.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative from the Abbey has certified it is free of any heretical corruption.
You can bring Lizzie up the pipes there on the side. You just have to drop her and climb up and pick her up from below. But it's sort of awkward, and the timing is pretty annoying as well. I find it easier to just go out the front door. Despite the slight mistake on the timing of throwing Lizzie out of the window there. We alerted the guard slightly more than necessary, but all in all, pretty nice. This corner here is surprisingly safe from the guards downstairs. We're just, waiting for him to move. You can definitely see me getting pretty anxious here. Very careful. We're on the home stretch. We just need to get back up over the wall. He was high enough, I thought he might see me if I moved forward. And there we are. Back down the canal by that unfortunate person and to the sewer entrance. This was, I think, the most challenging mission in the entire game.
She's beaten but not dead.
See, DLCs included.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
But like I said, very fun. I will see you with the next mission on Friday.